The Art of War by Sun Tzu. The Art of War is one of the greatest books on strategy, not only in the military field, but also in management, planning, politics, business, and even in personal life. It was written by Sun Tzu, a Chinese general who lived in the 5th century BC, but his teachings are still valid today. The book consists of 13 chapters, each of which deals with a different aspect of conflict, military planning, and strategy. Here we will review each chapter in detail with modern examples and practical applications. Chapter 1. Planning for War. Sun Tzu emphasizes at the beginning of the book that proper planning before starting any conflict is the key to success. War is not just a physical confrontation, but a mental and strategic game that requires a deep understanding of the environment, the force, and the enemy, the 5 essential factors of war. Sun Tzu identifies 5 key factors that must be analyzed before starting any war. 1. The way, or doctrine. This means the agreement between the leader and his soldiers on the common goal and loyalty. 2. Sky. Environmental factors such as weather, seasons, and timing. 3. Land. The nature of the field, terrain, distances, and strategic locations. 4. Leader. Must be wise, brave, decisive, and organized. 5. Rules and discipline. The army or organization must be organized according to clear rules. Modern application. In business, this is similar to the process of analyzing the market before launching a new product, where customers, competitors, opportunities, and challenges must be studied before any action is taken. In personal life, this concept can be applied to making informed decisions rather than acting randomly. Chapter 2. War Management. Key ideas. Long wars drain resources and weaken morale, so a quick resolution must be sought. The enemy's resources must be exploited rather than overspending on one's own resources. Speed and decisiveness are essential to avoid exhaustion and depletion. Modern application. In corporate management, this is like not wasting time and money on unprofitable projects and striving for quick results through effective strategies. In competition, instead of prolonging the conflict, you can focus on critical weaknesses and end the competition quickly. Chapter 3. Attack through strategy. Sun Tzu believes that the best way to win a war is to win without fighting. War is not always necessary, and victory can be achieved through intelligent planning and psychological influence. Suggested methods. 1. Win the war without fighting through intelligent planning and psychological tactics. 2. Attack the enemy's plans instead of directly attacking his forces. 3. Weaken the enemy's alliances by sowing doubts and discord among your enemies. Modern application. In business competition, instead of entering into a losing price war, you can overcome the competitor by improving the quality of the product or offering innovative offers. In politics, this concept is used to break up competing alliances without resorting to violence. Chapter 4. Defensive and offensive power. Real power is not in direct combat, but in correct positioning. Yet, creating chaos in the enemy's ranks can be more effective than direct confrontation. Or modern application. Successful companies do not waste their resources in direct confrontation with competitors, but rather look for new markets or innovative technologies that put them in a position of strength. Chapter 5. Dynamic power. Shape and formation. Key ideas. Energy and resources must be used intelligently to achieve maximum effect. Planning and coordination between forces or teams is more important than abstract strength. Stealth and surprise give an advantage over the enemy. Modern application. In the field of technology, successful companies such as Apple and Tesla rely not only on the strength of their products, but also on the timing of their announcement, marketing strategy, and the effect of surprise. Chapter 6. Strengths and weaknesses. Sun Tzu emphasizes that there is no absolute power, as every opponent has weaknesses that can be exploited. The most important principles. The enemy must be analyzed, its weaknesses understood, and exploited intelligently. Attack when the enemy is weak, and defend when it is strong. Creating chaos in the enemy's ranks makes it collapse from within. Modern application. Startups can overcome large companies by exploiting their weaknesses, such as bureaucracy or slowness in adapting to the market. Chapter 7. Military maneuvers. A mobile and flexible army is more effective than a slow and heavy army. Control of supplies and resources can decide the battle. Modern application. Successful companies are those that can quickly adapt to market changes, while slow companies fail to keep up with changes. Chapter 8. Diversity of tactics. There is no one plan that fits all situations, so you must always adapt. Success depends on the ability to change the strategy according to the circumstances. Modern application. Successful companies are those that do not adhere to a fixed strategy, but always innovate according to market changes. Chapter 9. Field movement. Controlling strategic locations gives you an edge over your enemy. Moving cautiously and intelligently is essential to avoid ambushes and dangers. Modern application. In business, choosing the right place to invest or expand can determine success or failure. Chapter 10. Military forms. Organization and discipline are more important than strength. Smart leadership prevents rebellion and internal division. Chapter 11. The 9 lands. There are different types of strategic situations, and each must be handled differently. Modern application. When entering a new market, risks and opportunities must be carefully analyzed before making any decisions. Chapter 12. Fire attack. Exploiting the environment and nature to achieve victory. Psychological attack can be more powerful than physical attack. Chapter 13. Espionage and intelligence. Information is more important than military power. Using spies to gather information and make more accurate decisions. Modern application. Successful companies rely on data analysis and economic espionage to understand competitors' moves and make smart decisions. Conclusion. The Art of War is not just a book about fighting, but a guide to life, management, and smart planning. Whoever understands and applies it, it can succeed in any field, whether in politics, business, or even in self-development. The principles of the Art of War can be applied in many areas, and I will give you some historical and modern examples that illustrate how Sun Tzu's teachings can be used in reality. 1. Examples of wars and military conflicts. A. France's invasion of Europe during the Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815. How did Napoleon apply Sun Tzu's teachings? He used strategic deception by making his enemies believe that he would move in a certain direction, then suddenly change course. He relied on speed and decisiveness, not giving his enemies enough time to organize their defenses. He avoided direct confrontations when not necessary, and focused on dividing and weakening the enemy before attacking him. B. The Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975. How did the Vietnamese benefit from the ideas of the Art of War? The North Vietnamese forces did not confront the United States directly, but rather relied on guerrilla warfare and unexpected tactics. It took advantage of the terrain, such as tunnels and forests, to hide troops and deliver quick strikes. It used psychological warfare to weaken the morale of the U.S. military. C. The attack plan in the October 6, 1973 war. How did Egypt benefit from Sun Tzu's teachings? The element of surprise and strategic deception. It convinced Israel that the attack would not happen at that time. Focus on the enemy's weak points, such as the Bar-Lev line, instead of attacking its strong defenses. Quickly seize strategic locations before the enemy can respond. 2. Examples from the business world. A. The competition between Apple and Samsung. How did Apple use the teachings of the Art of War? Instead of engaging in a direct price war, it focused on innovation and designing unique products. It made its users fiercely loyal to the brand, which reduced the influence of competitors on it. It used indirect attacks through patent cases against Samsung to weaken it legally. Or B. The rise of Netflix and the fall of Blockbuster. Netflix didn't confront Blockbuster directly at first, but it used technology, online streaming services, to attack Blockbuster's weakness. It avoided a direct confrontation in the video rental market and instead created a new model. By the time Blockbuster tried to respond, it was too late, and they were already in a weak position. See Amazon versus traditional stores. Amazon didn't compete with traditional stores in the same way, but it changed the rules of the game by selling online and delivering fast. It used data analytics to understand customer behavior and provide a better shopping experience. It eliminated some competitors without direct combat, but by gradually weakening them through acquisitions and competitive pricing. In 3. Examples in personal life and self-development. A. Success in job interviews. Instead of competing directly with other applicants, you can analyze what the employer is looking for and focus on your strengths that fit them. Smart planning by studying the company in advance and being prepared to highlight your true value. Don't rush and respond wisely because choosing words can affect the outcome of the interview. B. Time management and achieving goals. Instead of exhausting yourself by trying to accomplish everything at once, you can focus on the tasks with the highest impact first, attacking the most important goals before others. Use flexibility and adapt to changes because fixed plans may fail. Exploit personal strengths instead of trying to compete in your weaknesses. C. Dealing with personal differences. In conflicts, instead of responding violently, you can analyze the other party's motives and try to find a solution without direct confrontation. Manage conflict intelligently by using diplomacy instead of violence or anger. Negotiate skillfully to achieve gains without the need for losses. 4. Applying the art of war in electronic games and modern strategies. A. Games such as chess, Age of Empires, and StarCraft. How do you benefit from the teachings of Sun Tzu? Don't attack directly, but look for your opponent's weaknesses. Use deception and tactics to confuse the enemy and force him to make wrong decisions. Stay flexible, because fixed plans can be easily countered. B. Sports and football. Some teams play with strong defense and then rely on quick attacks, counters, which reflects the principle of wait for the enemy to make a mistake, then strike hard. And so, smart coaches adjust their plans according to the opponent's playing style instead of sticking to one plan. Conclusion. The book, The Art of War, is not just a book about wars, but a comprehensive guide that can be applied to all areas of life. From business to politics, from self-development to games, Sun Tzu's ideas are still powerful and effective today. A quick summary of the basic principles. Don't attack directly if you can win in smart ways. Understand your enemy and his weaknesses before the confrontation. Use flexibility and adapt to circumstances instead of sticking to one plan. Make sure to weaken the enemy psychologically before fighting. Intelligence and information are more important than excessive force.